Yeah, I'll be in there in a minute. I'll be ready to start the show in just a minute. Give me a second. Welcome to FDO Speaks. We got a good topic, hopefully good conversation. Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say in the chat. Let's get it. Hope to have a pretty good show for you guys today. We have, forget what the topic is. I've been working on this thing all day today and I just drawing a blank. Drop the Facade. That's the name of it. Looking forward to bringing this show to you. We have some good conversation, good thoughts, good questions. The chat is not live for this one. Hopefully, at some point, we'll be able to do a live on YouTube to be able to honor people reaching out to us live. But right now, this one is going to be recorded, placed out on our YouTube channel, focusdevelopment.org, for you guys to respond and let us know where you stand with dropping the facade and showing your true self. Looking forward to having this conversation and realizing everyone else's thoughts. Welcome to the FDO podcast, or FDO Speaks. This is our first episode, and it's going to be titled Behind the Mask, Finding Your True Self. My objective here will be to encourage listeners to embrace their vulnerabilities, their authenticity, and self-awareness by sharing real stories and practical insights. First question here is, when was the last time you felt like you had to pretend to be someone you're not? The last time I'm not sure of, but I can definitely remember the first time. It was with the older guys who were already on the high school basketball team, and I think I was in middle school or junior high school for my age, at Shelby Junior High. And you had the older guys that were playing on Chestnut Playground, that I had arrived earlier than some of my other guys that went to junior high school with me, and the older guys were already warming up. That would have been Curtis Degree, Bernard Hines, Rodney Cannon, those guys from my area in Shelby, North Carolina. And being there and just watching them, some of them come from college, and trying to mimic what they did on the floor, on the court, outside, because it's an outdoor court. And them not having enough, and then offering for me to stand in while, other guys made it that was in their age group. There was no greater feeling than being on that court with those guys. Even though I had to pretend to be one of them, I was in the mindset that this is the best day of my life. And even though I was pretending, I got to bring the ball up the court. Didn't get to take a shot. Didn't get to take a shot. But I got to bring the ball up. I got to pass it to a couple guys and call myself setting picks and this, that, and the other. But yeah, that was a day that I had to pretend. There have been a couple other times in corporate America where I've had to pretend to, I guess, dumb myself down, because I'm a very technical person. I learned a lot of software languages through my years, self-taught. And to go to a position, a consulting position, and they're looking for certain things. Say they're looking for a automation tester, and they want you to do a certain thing, and even though you could do it better in, say, Ruby on Rails, I know I'm getting off task here, but it's part of who I am. They would want it in Selenium or the Microsoft tool or whatever other flavor, and even though the other ones would be better, I had to pretend like like I didn't know, you know, about those other ones, and try to move through the best version for them to use their tool and make it make sense. So, you know, going through that, you know, once this video is produced, you know, you guys tell me in the chat, you know, on my YouTube channel, focusdevelopment.org, how you pretended within your life. Let's see. For my sons, you know, I have 4 sons and 2 daughters. They're the best thing that ever happened to me. All 6 of them. They are beautiful people, but all of them have had, I think, ways that they've hidden themselves or pretended to be something that they're not. And me and their mothers, watching them, you know, I hope the mothers have noticed, I know I have, them pretending to be something that I know that's not who we raised them to be, but, you know, that is something that they have to deal with in their portions. They have to deal with, well, the daughters didn't, because they're a little bit before social media, but they are still a part of it, because now, you know, my granddaughters are coming through it, and as well as my grandson. And the boys, as for them, they don't have any children yet, but they're part of the social media age as well, and they have to move through that as well. So having social media, perfectionism, the peer pressure, I think all of us have had the peer pressure, fear and failure of rejection of whether it be the opposite sex or a friend group or what have you. Okay, and then the cost of pretending. Let's go back to the social media stuff. For the kids that's within our organization that come and train with us Tuesdays and Thursdays, or are on teams with us, I have to tell you guys that social media is not real. That is not a real place. That is an electronic reality that has been created by a lot of us, who I include myself as a developer of some of those tools. But I don't think we really meant it for how it's being used today. But there is no perfect person other than Jesus Christ himself. You know, he's not here. You know, all we have is the Bible and the Word that tells us about how he was and the work that he did prior to him leaving us with his death on the cross. But he was the last true perfect person that walked this earth. There's not going to be any other perfect person. So you can get the perfectionism out of your heart. Peer pressure. There's always going to be people that have different things that they think are cool that they want someone else to do that just may not be anything that you want to do or deal with it. And I think that you as the youth need to be able to speak to that and say what your thought process is on it, and handle it that way. Rejection, it happens to all of us. Whether you're thinking about asking a young lady out, or the young man getting ready to walk over to a young lady, and whether you have already rejected him in your mind, heart, and spirit already, at least hear what he has to say. That might be, you know, your guy for the rest of your life. You never know. The conversations that have to be had, and the building of community within a school, or even our organization, a church, or just in your everyday neighborhood, is necessary to allow people areas in our true reality to operate. What is it? Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of those different things are different pieces that I think have been used or overused by the youth today to escape the true world where we all live and where we should be operating to meet one another and honor the work that we're supposed to be doing here while we're here on this earth. We're not supposed to pull ourselves into an electronic world, leaving this one and not allowing for people to reach us and touch us for real, because you're not going to get a touch from somebody here. You might get a message, but you're not going to get a touch. Nobody's going to reach out and touch you from within this phone or within your computer or laptop or tablet or what have you. So those are some of the common reasons I think young people hide their true selves, because they feel like they can be real here even though they've created an image that doesn't look anything like their human facade or their human person that they are. They can create a different person and look totally different in here than they can with a physical person standing and talking to them. And sometimes that makes them feel a lot better. I just wish that a lot of them would understand that the way that they were created was good enough, and there's somebody in the world that will love them for who they are. I know their parents do, and a lot of people that come in contact with them does as well. It's just one of those things that in our nature as humans, now that this different reality has been created, that we try to slink off into this different world. It used to be drugs that people used to escape, and they still do, but I think this is taking more precedence over the actual drugs that are happening or have been happening over the years. There's still some and a lot, but I think this has more minds than the mind-altering drugs. Okay, let's move into the next topic. Okay, how do we drop the facade? I think one way we drop it is to become more forgiving of others, and we need to start, coming outside and meeting one another and seeing who we are out here in the world and meeting people, truly meeting them, not through their avatars or their cartoon images that they've made up of themselves. Come out and really meet the community and be a part of the community and see how you guys mesh with one another. That's true relationship when you come out and meet in the community. There are several guys that I met again at the church that I attend, Freedom House Church that I attend. Met some great friends. Pastor Ed Canty, that now has his church called The Place. Pastor Aaron, that is the campus pastor of Freedom House Church, the Central Campus. Pastor Michael Singer. All these guys were regular guys out in the world. And when I walked up to Freedom House that first day, probably about 16, 17 years ago, they were there, and we had conversation, we met, we prayed, we done a lot of things together. They started a strong men's group, which is something that I have hinted at about within our organization, of having breakfasts with the youth within our organization to get them out to meet one another, because you never know what somebody is going through until you stand in front of them. I mean, we can fake it and sit behind a computer screen or type within our phones and go through different things, but until we meet that other person and we in our heart can share who we are with the different pieces of the community, I think we're a lot of times going to be lost and going to really need to have that other piece. This is not the answer, and I'm really hoping to do my part to bring people out in community more. So there's Freedom House, there's The Place. Another one of my friends is Justin Griffith. He also has a church that he started. He meets at Ridge Road Middle School. That's another community place out in the community that you can go and get into community. Just get involved with someone somewhere to get from behind the computer screens and the phones and the tablets, and actually truly meet people where they are and begin to receive love and give love to others out in the community. The interactive element. Alright, for my interactive element that I have two things. I want to invite you, the viewers and listeners, to submit your stories or questions about times they felt you guys felt that you have had to hide your true selves, the truest version of yourselves. Consider, doing a video and responding video-wise to my video here that I'm going to paste into my podcast version of my YouTube channel. So that you can and look for the episode called we're gonna go back to the episode name, Behind the Mask, Finding Your True Self. That's the episode name. So that's what you're gonna look for when you're trying to upload your video, or just drop us something in the chat letting us know a lot of the thoughts and feelings that you have about what this video meant to you or this podcast means to you. For my closing argument, though, I would like to say this thing, and hopefully it's empowering enough to bring enough youth and actual adults into how they feel about their authentic and true selves. Authenticity isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. And if we can do that with one another out in the world, real time, I think we will make a huge difference to changing a lot of things and making the next generation understand that community is better than these electronic communities. These are good for getting tasks done, but I think people need one another in real life to be able to honor their true spirit and authentic selves. So till next time, enjoy, have a great day, remember to be true to yourself and stay authentic. This is me, Coach Poston, Arthur Poston, Post, however you know me out in the community, signing off. Till next time, guys. Talk to you later. I think that went pretty good, Jesus. I think we did pretty good. That really came from the heart. I think that'll work. Felt good. Felt good, Jesus. Felt good. A little scary. A little scary in the beginning, but felt good. Thanks for placing that on my heart, Jesus.